If you're selling your
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Early Morning Crypto Talk Bitcoin. Brandon from Los Angeles, California here. The weekend is over. It is Monday morning, President's Day. All that means is I've got my little one home from school with me all day today. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. So we have Court Gomes, welcome. Who me? Gina Muhammad, Tommy Adoons, Abdul Wild, Bethany Gibbs from Seattle, Barbara Brown, Vallejo, California. I am Antoinette Sadia Curry from Delaware. Lorna Vasquez, Shane about to get paid Robinson from Richmond. Tony Pinkston, Jay Guillory, Shane West, Eldridge, Tracy Kubish from New Jersey. Not fully back yet, Tracy. This is a special occasion why I'm doing a Crypto Talk this morning. There has been a lot of news this weekend I've got to cover, especially since Bitcoin has shot up over the last 24 hours. So I can't let that slide. I got to cover that news. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, get my opinion. What in the world? My phone is blowing up. It's Monday morning. Come on, y'all. Anyways, as a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestion, and I leave it up to you to make an informed decision on which direction you want to move into. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space to have success. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money that you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get your return on investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make that happen? Find a vehicle like KGX, make a decision, take action, and stay focused. Do not get distracted. There's so many things out there that can distract you in this space. You have limited resources. Now, this is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that we can ask for. So let me go ahead and turn on screen share and get this started. And just so you guys know, I have not done a crypto talk in a couple of days. The reason being is, if you haven't heard my story, when I turned 40 years old, 2.5 years ago, I lost 70% of my hearing in my left ear. The doctors still don't understand why. They just call it sudden, rapid hearing loss. I'm still hopeful one day that will be able to be reversed. But it's something that I have to live with. I also developed tinnitus in that ear as well. So I never have a moment's silence or peace. But because of adaptation, I've been able to adapt to the tinnitus, so I don't hear it until I mention it. Like right now, since I brought it up, I hear it. But other than that, I don't. But what it took me about a year. I was in denial. I didn't want to. They told me, because of how your brain adapts to things, you need to get a hearing aid or you'll start losing certain functions within your brain. And I didn't want to hear none of that crap. So I went about a year without the hearing aid. And I started to notice that I couldn't hear myself anymore the right way, the same way. The way you guys can hear me right now is not what I hear. It's like your inner voice. I don't hear that anymore. And I started speaking from the right side of my face because that's my right ears where I'm hearing something. And my tongue would start, my mouth movements, kind of like if you guys ever seen Game of Thrones, not the queen, but the Joffrey's bride or Joffrey's brother's bride, whoever that was going to be, her, how she kind of speaks from the side of her mouth. I think her name was Marjorie or something. That's what was happening to me. So I went ahead and went in, got my ear hearing aid. Oh, that was like the best day. I did a Facebook Live on that. I think I was at the donut shop where I had the hearing aid on for the first time, and I was able to hear sounds, hear the clock, hear stones, hear my footsteps, all that kind of little stuff. But I've been having that for a year, and what happened was last week, the doggone thing stopped working. And so the one thing I did not want to have for the longest, now I was used to it. I can't live without it. So they have to take it back into the factory, get it repaired, and it's going to take, they said, less than 2 weeks before I get it back. Problem is I don't like to communicate without it. It's not about, for me, the hearing. It's about me being able to hear my own voice when I speak. And that is an issue. It impacts how I talk. Like right now, I don't hear my voice the right way. So I don't think I'm coming across as I should. And for somebody that's a public speaker like myself, my voice is everything. And if it's not right in my head, it affects my confidence. So I wanted to take the low, kind of relax, chill out for about a week until I get it back and get started again. But news happened. As you can see, look at this. Bitcoin price tops $3,800. So let's look at what's going on in current market cap right now. Look, this thing is really popping. Total market cap's at 131 billion. Last time I did a crypto talk, it was at 120 billion. So it has risen 11 billion over the last couple of days. And I appreciate that, Eldridge. I sound perfect to you guys, not to me. Think of yourself being like on an airplane or in a tunnel or underwater and you're talking. That's what I hear. So I'm going off of faith here. You guys can hear me fine. Bitcoin dominance is at 52%. So that's down. Last time I looked at it, it was at 52.9%. So the altcoins have had a rise, and we see that here. Look at Ethereum, 14% rise. Bitcoin, 7% rise. EOS, 20% rise. This is kicking me because 2 weeks ago, I was convinced that this was going to drop below 3,000. I still am. I didn't know it was going to have one bump before then. Go figure. Bitcoin Cash is up 17 freaking percent. That means SV. What's SV up? 9%. Cardano, 10%. So we're looking at almost double-digit rise going on right now. Best performers, Veritasium at 33%. Why is this one always around the top? Veritasium. Or always around the bottom. Kind of like how PundiX or Electronium is. Wax, EOS, 20%. Bitcoin Gold. Holo, Bitcoin Cash, Mixum. Look at all this double digit. Cardano is up 10%. PundiX, 10%. So all these are up. What's the worst performers? Are there any? ARK is down 13%, pump and dump. Power Ledger, negative 2%. That's it. That's it. Just 2 coins and a stable coin is in the negative. This is a perfect example of when I say, when the water rises, when the river starts getting flooded, all ships rise with the water, with the river. It doesn't matter what one coin's doing. They all rise. So those of you that's in green, it's important to understand that fact, which is another reason why I'm glad that green did not go on the market last year. And we'll see when I still think probably not till the end of this year or 2020 when it goes on to an exchange. So it's all about holding your coins right now. Although I did see an email from Green. I have not read it in its entirety. I got to check that out later. See what are they doing now? What's up? So anybody got an email from Green, don't ask me questions because I only know as much as you and I haven't read the email just yet. So anyways, let's look at some news here. Bitcoin price passes 3,700 to hit 1 month highs. I see over 3,800 now. Wait. Let me go back. What is it at right now? 3,900. Got to be kidding me. So if I had held my position, if I just had held on to it for 30 days, but I was doing day trading on that. So anyway, it's all good. Is there a newer article out now? Because this one is old news, even though it's just a couple of hours ago. So Bitcoin jumped to 1 month highs early today. Let me put this in the chat box. And I'm going to take my time this morning because there are a couple of articles I'm going to go over. And some I'm going to, kind of skim through. Bitcoin jumped to 1 month highs earlier today, validating the falling wedge breakout seen in the 4-hour chart on Friday. The outlook as per the daily chart remains neutral as the cryptocurrency is still trapped in a symmetrical triangle. That said, a break above the upper edge of the triangle currently located at 36. Dr. Lewis is always calling me when I'm doing crypto talk. Gotta call him back. That said, a break above the upper edge of the triangle currently located at 3760 looks like as an inverse head and shoulders breakout on the 4-hour chart. Head and shoulders breakout. Let's take a look. Now, the last time I looked at this was at 3662. Now it's at 3888. All-time 24-hour high, 3948. So, wow. It broke that 3869. That's where it's at. Maybe leveling off. We'll see. Let's take a look at the bot on here. The bot is back. Has a buy order in for 3871. 154K. It has a sell order in at 3923. So 3923 sell, 3871. So yeah, it's about a 60-point swing there. The buy wall. Whoa, look at that. So if it passes this 3950 mark, that's the wall there. So that's why it bounced back down. 3940, 3950. So it did get up to 3948 and bounced right back down again. So that's the wall. So if it could pass that 3950 mark, then it can go up a little. It can go up to probably 4,000, 40, 41 maybe. Then it's going to hit another wall. 42. 4202 is the next wall after that. So it may solidify. Let's see, this bottom sell was at 3860. So it might stay at this 3800 mark for a little bit, unless another 10 billion comes into the space. See, a failure to cross a triangle resistance at 3760 would weaken the bullish case. The focus would again shift to the recent lows near 3300 if the support at 3530 is breached. Bitcoin's high volume. Okay, now this isn't giving. This is old info now because it's already at the $3,900 mark. Oh, come on, mouse! Don't die on me. There we go. All right, let's go into some other news. Let's see. Let's talk about Ethereum. Go with Ethereum. Ethereum surges 13% overnight. Crypto market punching for a strong recovery. Okay. In the past 24 hours, the Ethereum price has increased from 124 to 141 by 13% against the dollar. Analysts foresee a strong short-term recovery ahead as the crypto market shows momentum. You know, what is Ethereum at right now? $145. Whoa. So it went up $4 since this article. The optimistic price movements of major crypto assets and the likes of Ethereum, EOS, Bitcoin Cash, and Binance Coin have come during a period in which the sentiment in the near-term performance of the crypto market has become noticeably gloomy. On February 17th, prior to the recent rally of the crypto market, a cryptocurrency trader with an online alias, Main, stated that investors cannot remain bear biased solely based on the past performance of the market. We've had some bullish moves on ETH, BTC, and altcoins over the last 2 weeks. Is the bear market over? Maybe. The fact of the matter is we are going up. Traders must see PA for what it is and can change bias quickly. If you have been stuck with a bearish lens, you are missing out, the trader said. Throughout the past several months, Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market have shown similar patterns. Bitcoin would endure weeks of stability and plunge by 5 to 10% thereafter. But while the historical performance of crypto assets is a useful reference, it is not a guarantee of future performance. Since early February, for well over 2 weeks, cryptocurrencies have recorded an extended period of stability. Because the cryptocurrency market had experienced extended periods of low volatility in the past several months, and each one led to a dip in the valuation of the crypto market, many traders expected the trend to continue. However, on February 18th, fueled by the sudden surge in the price of Ethereum, the crypto market initiated a recovery and alleviated significant pressure from the market. Previously, a cryptocurrency technical analyst known as Don Alt stated that Ethereum is in a viable place to outperform BTC in any time frame. Says, I'm incredibly bullish on ETH for the next few weeks. I'd get a cardboard Vitalik cutoff if I could just, so I have it by my side 24/7. No matter what BTC does, Ethereum will outperform the market in my mind. I'll use dips as giant buying opportunities. See that? Using the dips as giant buying opportunities. Cautious on the prospect of Ethereum breaking out of important resistance levels in the near term. Well, this is a proper moon, not a big liquid spike, but rather a nice controlled walk up. I saw that. Who did I read the other day that said this next boom is going to not be like 2017 when it went from 5,000 to like 13,000 in weeks. It's going to be a steady, slow walk up this time. So Ethereum didn't expect quite this much action in the weekend, but I'm not complaining. Ethereum as the top gainer on BitMEX, right at the resistance here, will be interesting if it can break through or not. While alternative cryptocurrencies have historically outperformed Bitcoin when the dominant cryptocurrency demonstrated a sideways movement, the magnitude of the gains demonstrated by tokens surprised investors. Tokens such as Basic Attention Token, Bancor, Golem, and Maker have recorded gains in the range of 8 to 12% against both Bitcoin and the USD. If major crypto assets continue to break out of long-term trend lines and show positive technical indicators, the digital asset market could see the recent corrective rally extend throughout February. Still, traders remain cautious in declaring a bottom in the cryptocurrency market due to the lack of daily volume and the inability of Bitcoin to surpass key resistance levels. Here's what to pay attention to. And all of that is this number right here. Don't worry about what these coins are doing. This is the number you want to watch. If this adds another 10 billion, it goes to 140 billion, then you're talking about a strong bull that's is in session. The market would have to drop, and it's happened before, but 20 billion to get back to where it was just a couple of days ago, if this trend continues. So I'm not convinced that this is the long-term bull that everybody's been waiting for. It's got to get over 4,200 for me to really be confident about that, because right now we're just reaching where it was at, in December? And even then, it had dropped from 6,000 to this number. And then from 6,000, it was at 8,000 just a couple months before that. So I'm not convinced that this is a bull run taking place. Something's happening that dropped $10 billion in the market. But we'll just have to wait and see. And I'm not always right. Not always. 70%, 85% of the time I'm right. Yeah, people around be like, no, you're not. All right, let's talk about Quadriga, the Canadian exchange. What's my other articles I got here? Ethereum rally, over 5 billion in a day. That's not saying anything different. Let's see. I got to remember what my other articles were. So Quadriga, Jamie Dimon. You know I got to talk about him. And which one is this? Cryptocurrencies bullish following possible higher lows. This is today, but is this telling anything different? Yeah, I'm gonna cover this real quick. Cryptocurrencies bullish following possible higher lows. The cryptocurrency market have enjoyed a day of significant bullish action. What are you talking about? I mean, today it's only not even 9:30 yet. Well, I guess on the East Coast, going on, it's a little afternoon. With only 4 of the top 80 crypto assets by cap posting a 24-hour loss, Ethereum was the strongest performing leading market, comprising the only crypto in the top 25 market cap to post a double-digit gain for the day. That's not true. There's more of them now. After 6 weeks of sideways consolidation, many leading cryptocurrencies are testing local resistance areas after avoiding a retest of December lows. When measuring from December's low to the peak of the immediate ensuing bounce play, Bitcoin Cash is currently testing resistance at the 618% Fibonacci retracement area, approximately $130. Let's see, Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin price is also testing resistance at 0.618%. Let's see, anything important. Bitcoin Cash has also posted a potential higher low after establishing support at the point, okay, same thing. Ethereum gains more than 10% in 24 hours. All right, okay, nothing new that I didn't already cover there. So Quadriga, $150 million scandal of Canada's biggest crypto exchange sees new twist in dead CEO's 2014 interview. So there seems to be a new twist every single day. Let's take a look at this. The recent scandal of Quadriga CX, in which Canada's biggest cryptocurrency exchange lost $150 million worth of crypto, shocked the financial space. It deteriorated the public image of the cryptocurrency sector overnight as analysts condemned the loss of hundreds of millions of dollars, following the alleged death, they're still calling it alleged death of CEO Gerald Cotton, who had sole control over the company's holdings and user funds. That was stupid. On February 16th, Bloomberg reported that in 2014, Cotton emphasized the risk of storing Bitcoin private keys. On a podcast, explicitly described the method utilized by the exchange to store funds. Okay, so here we got, it's like a politician. In 1 year they say one thing, and then 2 or 3 years later they kind of forget they said that, and they're sounding like a hypocrite because they're saying the complete opposite. You guys know what I'm talking about. And then when called on, they're like, I never said it. We got you on tape saying it. So we got this clown on tape in 2014 saying you should never store all your money on one private key. And now that he's dead, they're saying that's exactly what he did, and he took it to his death. Cotton said, once Bitcoin private keys are lost, the funds are impossible to retrieve. The exact same scenario that occurred in the Quadriga CX case. So why is this story suspicious? 5 years ago, Cotton detailed the utilization of cold wallets or offline wallets containing cryptocurrencies to secure the user's funds. Most major crypto exchanges use cold wallets to hold the majority of their digital asset holdings because cold wallets are not hackable. Gerald Cotton said in 2014, at Quadriga CX, we're obviously holding a bunch of Bitcoins that belong to other people who have put them into our exchange. So what we do is we actually store them offline in paper wallets, in our bank's vault, and a safety deposit box, because that's the best way to keep the coin secure. Okay. Essentially, we put a bunch of paper wallets into the safety deposit box. Remember the address of them. So we just send money to them. We don't need to go back to the bank every time we want to put money into it. We just send the money from our Bitcoin app directly to those paper wallets and keep it safe that way. However, as Changpeng Zhao, the CEO of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance, said, exchanges typically use multi-sig systems with cold wallets to ensure that in an unfortunate event in which a private key held by one or two executives are lost, user funds are recoverable. When using a crypto cold wallet, 3 to 5 or 5 to 7 multi-sig systems are widely implemented. If 3 out of the 5 executives or 5 out of the 7 executives have private keys to the company's cold wallets, funds stored in crypto can be accessed. Given the lack of multi-sig systems in the cold wallets of Quadriga CX, the skepticism towards Quadriga intensified following Bloomberg's report. Shortly after Quadriga's controversial case went public, Kraken CEO Jesse Powell described the scandal as unbelievable. It has become difficult for analysts believe that a specialist in the crypto sector that has in-depth knowledge on the way cold wallets operate and has the responsibility of overseeing 150 million would simply store all of the firm's funds on a personal laptop or a piece of paper. One core issue in the case of the Quadriga case is that if the CEO passed away with the private keys, it should be possible for researchers to find the reserve or cold wallets in question using the public blockchain network of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others. Yet, many independent researchers have been unsuccessful in finding any evidence to prove the existence of cold wallets containing the 150 million. Okay, so in layman's terms, we got a CEO who claimed, oh yeah, we're not going to put all of our stuff on one wallet. We got multiple paper wallets in a bank vault. They're on record as having multi-sig. Then the dude dies, and the company says, oh yeah, 150 million of the money. And funny how it was 190 million. Now it's down to 150 million. 150 million was all on one wallet controlled by this guy, and he died. So we lost all the money. So they're like, all right, show us the wallet where the 150 million is in. Oh, well, that wallet doesn't actually exist. Where's the money then? Even if he died with all the keys, it's still viewable on the blockchain. Show us the wallet where all the money. Why isn't anybody asking that question? Why we got to do research to find out, oh, well, there are no wallets with 150 million. So you know what I'm saying now? I doubt there ever was 150 million left over by the time this clown died. I think they either lost all the money beforehand or laundered it beforehand, and then after the fact say, oh yeah, well, the money's gone because he owns all the keys. Exit scam in place. That's what I say. All right, we'll keep an eye on that to see if either he pops up living somewhere or his wife is living large in another country or what. But those other executives, they need to bring them forward ASAP because they know something. All right, let's talk about Jamie Dimon. And I noticed this weekend there were maybe 3 or 4 different articles about him and his coin. So I'm going to cover this one here. You guys see on my Facebook post? I gotta go back my page. I thought this was funny. Because this is true. 2017, Jamie Dimon, Bitcoin is a fraud. 2018, Jamie Dimon, I regret saying that. 2019, hey guys, welcome to the JPM Coin. Never listen to what they say. Follow what they do. This JPM Coin didn't come into development in 2019. They were planning it back here in 2017. This didn't happen overnight. All right, so what's going on here? I'll post. Did I post the link? Yeah. Someone please let Jamie Dimon know that his new cryptocurrency is a fraud. It is a fraud because it's not even a cryptocurrency. JP Morgan Chase and Company announced Thursday it would be the first major institutional bank to release its own crypto. Its new JPM coin is an almost shockingly impotent reaction to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies by the United States' largest bank. Jamie Dimon gets a new toy. JP Morgan says you can now give them $1. Oh, this is the ultimate scam. Give them your $1 and they're going to give you a JPM coin. Yeah, okay. And you can redeem your $1 with them anytime. So they're using JPM coin to keep track of how much money you've deposited and withdrawn. So they are offering basic banking as a new crypto. They're not doing anything different except saying, oh, we're just going to call it the JPM coin. The embarrassing level of fail in this move is difficult to overstate. Oh, I like this article already. Who's the author? Wes Messamore from CCN. Okay, Wes. It would be shocking but for the fact that we already knew for years where institutional banking's head is at regarding cryptocurrency. How it thinks about crypto, the knowledge about crypto that it represents, and what it wants the world to think about Bitcoin. What is this? Okay. We know from such well-worn shibboleths as we're excited about blockchain, the technology underlying Bitcoin, which would be like horse-drawn carriage makers 100 years ago saying they're excited about some of the underlying technology of these new horseless carriages, but not the horseless part. And I've covered that maybe a year and a half ago, that the banks in the United States, while they're talking negative about Bitcoin and crypto, they love the blockchain technology and they want to separate the two. Cryptos is nothing but a reward for building the blockchain. The problem that they have is that they do not control that reward. They do not control Bitcoin. They don't have a say-so in its development. Therefore, they have to eliminate it and create their own coin that they do have control over. In the meantime, they were using Ripple for that. Ripple's very controversial coin. Is it a crypto? Is it not? Is it security? Is it not? Is it being run by the company Ripple? Is Ripple and XRP two separate things? I mean, the debate goes on and on and on and on and on. Yet this latest move is a thumb in the face of even Ripple, which is why the CEO of Ripple came out the very next, actually the same day, and blasted the JPM coin. Everything that they're talking about trying to do, Ripple already does. There's no need for this nonsense. But they want to control it. And then representing a new, okay, let me read that part again. He's making a point here. It says, we're excited about blockchain, the technology underlying Bitcoin, which would be like horse-drawn carriage makers 100 years ago saying They're excited about some of the underlying technology of these new horseless carriages, but not the horseless part. And then presenting a new automobile to the market that looks a lot like a Model T carriage and copies some of its finer details, but it's pulled by horses. You guys get that? So it's like coming out with a new car, just like the Model T, but pulling it by the horses and not being horseless. It's the same old, same old. They want the same old system that's still in place. The very idea of a JPM coin as a currency is a fraud. They call it minting. A coin to mean buying a digital JPM coin from them, and redeeming the coin means selling it back to them for your US dollar. You know who did that? BitConnect. That is exactly what BitConnect did. Only difference? BitConnect was open market. BitConnect was on the exchange. Everybody had access to it. We already know the JPM coin. Retail investors don't have access to that. None of you guys have access to the JPM coin. It's only for the rich. Internally. It's nothing but a BitConnect coin. They create their own coin and they're telling you, give us money and you can redeem it through us. The BitConnect, the only way to invest with BitConnect was you had to trade your US dollars for a Bitcoin and then sell that Bitcoin and use that Bitcoin and buy BitConnect coins. And then they allowed the bot to trade on the BitConnect coins on the market. They pay you back, which you once you get paid, you have to transfer it back into BitConnect coins, and then you have to sell your BitConnect coins to somebody else who's willing to buy it back into Bitcoin. It was an internal ecosystem. It was actually quite genius, by the way, because it worked. But that's what they're doing here is worse than that. It's an internal money game. And Bethany's right. The uneducated get scammed because they don't know any better. This is a scam. And they're able to do it legally. The U.S. largest bank would never be involved in scams. Really? The banks just did $2 trillion of money laundering last year. $2 trillion. Their only penalty is, you got to pay a $1.9 billion fine. That's nothing compared to how much they made. Jamie Dimon was just found guilty of money market manipulation and buying the dip. He just paid a fine. The banks are responsible for the 2008 subprime loan collapse. Did anybody go to jail? No. Yet they're still operating. Yet Bitcoin is the fraud to them. Bitcoin is the one that has money laundering. This is legalized scam here. See, to begin with, you're not minting anything. That usage in this case is in the realm of 100% fluff metaphor. Oh my gosh, can you guys still hear me? My mind just went numb. I can't hear myself right. Hope you guys still hear me. Okay, I'm going to keep going. That usage in this case is in the realm of 100% fluff metaphor. When Bitcoin is put into your Bitcoin wallet, the fact that it was transferred to your account is indelibly minted into those bits. Once the transaction has cleared, it's irreversible. It's much more permanent and immutable than a design stamped into a metal blank with a coin die and press. But all that's happening with JPM Coin, a stable coin pegged to the dollar at a 1-to-1 ratio, is a client gives JPM $1, and JPM's computer remembers it gave them $1, and that they're obligated to wait. I got to do this like Donald Trump. All right. Here's the process. Ready? Here's what's happening. First, a stable coin pegged to the dollar at around a 1-to-1 ratio. If the client gives JPM $1 and JPM's computer remembers it gave them $1 and that they're obligated to give it back when the customer wants to withdraw it. I might have lost my hearing, but not my sense of humor. That is literally exactly how things were at JPM before this so-called cryptocurrency. That's how they were doing it before. That's how things were before. Who are you scamming here? You trying to pull a fast one. Clients would give them their money, and they'd give it back when the clients asked for it. That's just called banking. That ain't crypto. The only meaningful difference may be that they've worked up some solutions to manage transfers between accounts faster and can verify more quickly whether there are errors. And that is true. That's the blockchain part. They didn't need to go through all this because they could just use Ripple. They are pulling a fast scam. And you know what? And they're going to be able to pull it off too. You want to know why? Because the vast majority of people are uneducated. They don't want to get educated, and they trust the banks. I mean, if you continue to get robbed over and over and over again, don't you think, well, at least you're going to learn your lesson one day? Well, when the vast majority of people still think that the U.S. dollar is backed by gold, what do you think? Think about that. I got Mike Boggs. Hey, Mike, give me a second. I'm up to finish up my crypto talk. Then I can look that info up. All right. You know what? I think I can do that now. What he's asking for is one dream. Oh, wait a minute. No. It's email address. Proton Mail. This is important info. He's asking me, so I had to pause. All right. So JPM Coin is just JP Morgan optimizing its database software and calling that a crypto. Absolutely correct. Isn't that what I said last week? That's all it is. But the uneducated people aren't going to know the difference. They're not going to understand what's going on, and they're going to feel safe. They wanted to get into Bitcoin and crypto. They don't understand it. They don't trust it. But hey, the nation's largest bank is involved. I trust them. I'll use their crypto coin. At least it's backed by something, the dollar and the government. That's the same ignorant argument you're going to hear from your broke cousin Pookie, your aunt, Uncle Eddie, and everybody else at the dinner table. Mark my words, you will hear this from people that still believe cash is king. Don't be fooled by this. I'm curious to see what Bank of America does now, because Bank of America's been on this longer than JP Morgan. They got 70 patents. It's 2019, and JP Morgan Chase and Company is finally getting around to spending some of that TARP bailout money. Yeah, you guys remember that? We bailed them out on computer software to improve its electronic record keeping. Why didn't they do this in 2008, 2009, 2010? Why does it take 10 years for them to all of a sudden want to bail out? Oh, that's not working. Give me a sec. But that is the email. All right. So, and it has hilariously decided to pass that off as a JPM coin. Yeah, go ahead and change it. Yeah. Mike blowing me up. I ain't heard from him a couple of days now, every 5 seconds. So they're using, oh, wow, I'm seeing a bigger scam here. Here's a bigger scam. They're using bailout money. And you know who bailed them out? We did with our taxes. using bailout money to create their own crypto coin that is only going to be used for rich people that we don't even have access to. How about that for a scam for you? Are you guys cool with that? They're using bailout money to create their own digital coin that only the rich people in their company can use, and then calling it cryptocurrency. I'll let you come up to your own conclusion about that. Ultimate fraud. Well, what? And it has, yeah, and you by Jamie Dimon, the guy who called Bitcoin a fraud. The response from the crypto community was fierce and hilarious, ranging from nothing like Bitcoin to it isn't even a real cryptocurrency to 2019's most popular token for money laundering. That's true. Shots fired. But I got to say, Jamie Dimon is the GOAT in the banking industry. He is the Michael Jordan. He is the, I can't believe I'm saying this, Tom Brady. He didn't become a billionaire by dumb luck. He's figured out how to play the system. Speaking of, over the last 2 weeks, I've learned a lot about the investing world, about, you know, Robert Kiyosaki, Cash Flow Quadrant, the investing world, how money is really made, how using other people's money. Within just the past 4 or 5 days, I've learned stuff I did not even know. How the entire system is manipulated, the entire system. And the way to get wealth is knowing how to play in that manipulated system. How to use, here's the key. I've learned this. The key to financial freedom is about 50K. That's the key. If you can get your hands on 50K of money you don't need to live on, you don't need to pay your bills with and stuff, and you know what to do with that 50K, you're a millionaire. By knowing how to play the system, I figured that that's why most people don't win. It is not by the books. It is not, you know, if I go to school, I work hard and I get in my 401k and I work for 40 years. That's not how it's happening. It's not if I get money in my savings account and I get an IRA or I derivatives or something, that's not going to do it. Even if you have 50K, you've got to know what to do with it. I mean, this past weekend, even though I've been quiet, I have not been out of the lab. I've been in my own lab and I've been working and I've been plotting and I've been coming up with my strategy on top of what I'm already doing. Loans or no loans. I figure out how the whole system is rigged, credit scores and all that. Even with my current credit, I was approved for 26K. But I'm probably not going to get funded for that because I don't meet a certain criteria according to the banks. So I have a bank. Okay, I'll earn that money, but I know what to do with it. 50K, and you're done if you know what to do with it. Not a shadow of a doubt, this will be a 7-figure year. Anyway, I'm going off track. Those of you that got a credit score over 670 and 700, you are ahead of the game. You can literally within 2 weeks, you can be on your way. Hit me up if that's you. All right. Anyways, let me get back on track here. JPM Coin will no doubt be used to commit financial fraud. I'm taking my time. I got one more article after this, so if you guys got to go, then you got to go. But I haven't done a crypto talk in a couple of days, so I'm taking my time here. That tweet by Morgan Creek Capital partner Anthony Pompliano is no glib remark. Although its billionaire CEO Jamie Dimon said Bitcoin is a fraud in September 2017, his company has paid billions and billions of dollars in what are amazingly slap on the wrist fines compared to the amount of money being, there's that word, the amount of money being manipulated by JP Morgan for nefarious purposes. That's the one thing that I've learned. I know that the current crypto market is being manipulated, but what I have learned is that the bankers are the biggest manipulators of the worldwide market structure. The whole thing is nothing but manipulation. And you can get rich if you know how to play your part in that manipulation. Call it what it is. There is no way from a fair shake outside of, you get, if you're able to get a loan and start your own business and you're selling products and services, you become a millionaire that way and you trudge at it for 5 to 10 years. Yeah, I'm talking serious money. Seeing a dude make $300K in 3 weeks, barely lifting a finger, $25K a day, some cases. Sick. You don't even know who these people are. I made a joke with one of my friends. I said, if this was a networker from an MLM company making that type of money, you'd see them all over Facebook, flaunting and flashing cash and everything. This dude looks like, like he belongs in a library all day. Don't even know he's a freaking he's got a company that's about to be $1 billion company, and he looks like, just any old dude walking down the street. Real wealth. My eyes have been opened to the next level of stuff, and I know exactly what to do. All I need is the capital. Anyways, back on track here about Jamie Dimon, who's paid billions of dollars in. If he's paying billions of dollars in fines, how much money do you think the company's actually made? Billions of dollars in slap on the wrist fines. His company moves $6 trillion a day. So he says, I'm going to read that part again. His company has paid billions and billions of dollars in what are amazingly slap on the wrist fines compared to the amount of money being manipulated by JP Morgan for nefarious purposes. Since 2010, the year Bitcoin first began to circulate, under the leadership of Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan Chase has been charged with 48 different violations of banking and securities fraud. You hear that? Why didn't these guys go to jail? Why did they go to jail? Since 2010, 48 different violations of banking and securities fraud. 28.6 billion is the total they've paid out just in the past 7 years in slap on the wrist fines by politicians whose coffers they've filled with money. The whole doggone system. Our whole system is corrupt. From the politicians to the bankers. Okay, somebody sent me this, and this is, I don't know if she's listening. I'm not say her name yet. Sent me a screenshot of Donald Trump saying our economy right now is a gold standard throughout the world. And then Laura Ingram, so true and not even close. Says our monies are now gold back since January. No, it is not. He is using a metaphor being the gold standard throughout the world since our unemployment rate is the lowest that it's been in over 40 years. That is true. Our economy seems to be humming along. That is true. But our money is not backed by gold. It hasn't been since 1971. And all economists, all bankers, even the Donald Trump administration admits that in 2020, there is a greater than 70% chance that the United States economy will be in a recession. He's preparing for an election year with the country in a recession. So let's celebrate, these so-called good times. You need to be preparing for the bad times. You need to be like that old cartoon with the ants and the grasshopper. And the grasshopper during the sunny days wanted to party all day long while the ants were working hard preparing their harvest. And then when the storm came, the grasshopper had no food, and the ants had a feast to ride out the storm. Now's the time to prepare. I'm preparing for the storm. The storm's not here yet. I'm preparing for it. Anyways, says they should have just named the fraud coin, because chances are it will be used for that at some point. This is also just the way for JP Morgan, which says its new bank token is designed for wholesale business-to-business financial settlement among its major clients, to inflate its reserves with new JPM bucks created out of thin air. Bitcoin was not created out of thin air. And tells its clients, here, just give us your money for these tokens. What's the convertibility of JPM Coin to Shrute bucks? I don't know that metaphor. Anyway, the idea behind a stable coin is an exercise in futility. Yeah, we already got like six or seven of them. Tether is the biggest. Like contemplating one of those absurdist cones. The coin is pegged to the value of something else. So why not just hold to something else, which ostensibly will always have the same value as a stable coin, but is actually itself not just something redeemable for itself. That is why I am looking at Meter.io, stable coin that is backed by electricity. This is just so funny because Diamond and the likes of institutional finance scoffed at Bitcoin, comparing it to the Dutch tulip mania, arguing that it is merely a shared hallucination of one greater fool after another of some kind of value and something with no intrinsic value. Now they're asking big players with a lot of money to buy their stable coin, which they say is worth $1. But why is it worth that? Stable coins are only worth what all the people who share the hallucination agree it's worth. But there's no intrinsic value in JPM Coin. JPM Coin is so absurd, it's almost like a postmodern art project. I agree. JP Morgan just issued a digital certificate that you can redeem for another digital certificate that you haven't been able to redeem for hard specie since Nixon was president. In other words, for 2 years now, I've been saying, how can the United States government implement the Fed coin? It's not going to be a coin that's mined. It's not going to be a coin that's decentralized. They're just going to create it out of thin air. How can they do so? With there being an economic collapse and a run on the bank, they're going to say, yeah, we created this Fed coin that's pegged to the dollar 1-to-1. Or they may say at least 50 cents to the dollar. So that we will back 50% of all your money in your banks so that you can still get your money. You may not be able to pull out cash, but if you use this Fed coin, you can still buy and sell at the grocery store, get your milk and eggs and cookies and whatever. Pay your bills with it. We're gonna force the rest of the country to accept the Fed coin because it's backed by the government. Personally, I think that this JPM coin is a test. It's a test for something that's going to be much bigger, that's going to be put on the entire United States population. The same way the petro in Venezuela is a test for the ruble coin in Russia. Where do I come up with that? Education. I read a lot. So I think that this is a test. The U.S. government is watching this very closely because when the collapse happens, they will already have practice of having this in place. What I want to see is what Bank of America does, the second largest bank. If they come out with some stupid B of A coin, the fix is in. The fix is in. Especially if they peg it to 1-to-1, because then they will be able to peg it to the Fed coin. The fix is in. Get ready for it. All right, let me finish this up. I didn't finish it. Are we actually witnessing the banking system viciously satirize itself? Forget World War III, nuclear Armageddon, the zombie apocalypse, rising sea levels, the AI winter, gamma rays from outer space, or some kind of nanobiotic gray goo. Is the real chthonic force that will overwhelm, or chthonic force that will overwhelm the world with unbearable hilarity and terrifying blindness of dinosaur legacy institutions fumbling through our brave new world? I like this dude. I'm going to remember his name. Wes Messamore. I've seen him before. I like him. I like how he writes. All right, last article up, we're going to talk about green. I cannot let this go on longer because most of us on here, we're heavily invested in the green project. So let's cover some green news. And then I got to make some phone calls. I'm doing a green presentation in 2 hours from now. That's a whole lot of talking. And then I'm going to go mute and shut up. Let's put this in the chat box first. So you guys haven't been complaining, so I guess my voice is all good. My son said I sound different. So I don't know if he's messing with me or what. He said I lost my bionic ear. All right, Cointelegraph. Global blockchain and energy utilities market to grow 60% by 2020. 60% by 2024. You hear that? Global blockchain in energy utilities to grow by 60%. Hold your coins. The green coins. The global blockchain and energy utilities market is expected to grow by 60% by 2024, according to a new report from Infoholic Research, LLP. Per the report, the global blockchain and energy utilities market was assessed to be 210.4 million in 2018 and is expected to reach 3.4 billion by 2024. All right, who here is good at math? Let's see. Predicts the growth at a compound annual growth rate of 59%. It's going to grow by 59% a year. So 60% by 2024. So let's say, for example, now math is not my strong suit, so I'm going to try to be as basic as possible. Okay. Let's say, oh, come on, and you guys can help me out here, those of you better at math than me. You've got 5 million green coins, right? 5 million green coins. Now, it's worth 1 penny. Oh, wait. Let me say it again. It is not worth 1 penny. Let's just pretend that it's worth 1 penny when it hits the exchange. That's $50,000 worth. Okay? $50,000 worth. Those same 5 million coins has a growth rate at 60%. So what is 60% growth from 1 penny? What, 2 pennies? Double at least? Almost? I'm going to stop right there. You guys do the math. Hey, if the entire market goes from 210 million to 3.4 billion, I like that number right there. What is that growth? 210 million to 3.4 billion by 2024. And then you figure out what your coin could go from 1 cent to $2 or $3. $2 or $3 per coin. And you know what? Let's just say it goes to $1.50. Those same 5 million coins times $1.50. That's 7.5 million. You jump from 50K to 7.5 million just by holding on to your freaking coins. Why? because the market jumped. Man. And the one thing about electricity is that this will always have a value to it, regardless of what the market's doing. Everybody blowing me up. Shoot a message to Mike to find out what time, but I am doing a green Zoom at 12 Pacific right here on teachmecrypto.info. Well, you guys are on my YouTube, so you don't know that, but I'm zooming through teachmecrypto.info. Okay. I'm going longer than expected. That's why it's blowing me up now. Let me finish this. This is important for those of us that's investing. Infoholic Research thus predicts the growth at a compound annual rate of 59.4% per year. The report also notes that the key driver of growth in the next 5 to 6 years will be the sales. The sales of distributed energy and peer-to-peer electricity. What is green? Some to drink. Peer-to-peer electricity, P2P, that's what green is. Due to the increasing automation in energy utilities, organizations are making real-time changes to the infrastructure that will help them to convert into blockchain-powered software and reduce the total cost of operation. This is like a green presentation here. You know what? I'm going to use this in my presentation today. To prepare the report, Infoholic Research reportedly analyzed the deployment of blockchain in the energy utilities market on a global scale by components, services, application, and regions. The research firm tracks statistical figures of such regions as North America, Europe, Asia Pacific, Latin America, the Middle East, and Africa, while revenue was mainly generated in North America. Oh man, it's blowing me up. Europe and Asia Pacific. Blockchain technology has found multiple applications in the energy sector. In January, Spain's major energy company, Iberdrola, began using blockchain to track renewable energy. During a pilot program, Iberdrola monitored renewable energy delivered from 2 wind farms and 1 power station to bank offices in Basque Country and the city of Cordoba. The test was reportedly a success. And Iberdrola believes that blockchain tech will help issue a guarantee of origin. Now, that's one thing we don't like to hear in the crypto space, a guarantee, but we're talking about electricity. He said it, not me. The same month, Danish-owned energy company Energinet announced it will use IOTA's Tangle technology in the energy Internet of Things market. Energinet reportedly looks to create a new solutions based on IoT for emerging phenomena, such as green energy and electric vehicles. Yeah, I'm saving this article here. Well, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I came out of my seclusion to do this crypto talk. This is important. We got the market. Let's look at what the market's been doing. Has it changed in the hour since I've been speaking? Let's see. It was at 3,900 per coin based on coin market cap. 39.13. Okay. Let's look at real-time data. Let's look at Poloniex. And yes, I am moving from Poloniex to Binance. I just haven't done it yet. So Binance, Poloniex got it at 39.10. So it's still climbing. The highest was at 39.86. When did it hit 39.86? Oh, wow, right here. Look at that. That's just 15 minutes ago. And then it came back down. Wow, look at that. It's about to pop that $4,000 range. So some money's being made on trading right now. Look at EOS is up 20%. the heck? NXT's up 15%. Litecoin's up 12%. Wow. Keep watching this. All right, I hope you guys learned something new. As always, that is the point. Those of you looking for ways to get funding so that you can fund your crypto projects, shoot me a message. Ideally, credit score over 670 and be earning at least $4,000 a month. Anything below that, you got to go through credit repair. We got a program that can help you through that. We have some major news coming out with KGX soon. I'm doing a green presentation today at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific on teachmecrypto.info. Co-owner of KGX will also be on the line for compliance, Mike Boggs. So with that, I hope you guys have a great day. I will not be back for late night crypto talk. I will be shutting the voice off after my presentation. And depending on news, we'll determine if I'm back tomorrow morning. So don't hold me to it. Guys, have a great day. Bitcoin Brandon out. God bless. Bye-bye.